I guess I'm in the middle of a tug of war between the relative and the absolute. Funnily, that war exists only in the relative. In the absolute, there is no relative and there is nothing going on. Knowing anything is simply absurd. There is not even a character here, only bits and pieces of stories and experiences, yet, quite often, the character makes a comeback. Da, 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 da. Believing in a story of imperfection and changes set in time, with thoughts about going somewhere and becoming enlightened. Again, funny because in clarity there is absolutely nobody ever enlightened. What do you think? What's the best course of action? Only in the relative story of self, other people, and the world is any action or apparent movement possible, and maybe not even that. There is no question that arises from the absolute, but I force myself to write this question anyway for the up and coming time of intense confusion. Sheon. Thank you so much, Sheon, for the question. So, the creation of the character, the creation of the seeker, the separation, so not the character. Character is the habits and conditions. So the seeking is what creates the separation. And the seeking is a belief in time that you will find love and the end of fear in time. So you're seeking to find love and you're seeking to avoid fear through the timeline. And even the creation of you, so I am good, is a seeking for love. It's also to avoid fear, because they're so similar, the seeking for love, because love is like safety, love is home, and then fear is the absence of safety and feeling unsafe. But they're slightly different, but they're very related. And in some expressions you might have heightened or lowered ones. So you're seeking for love and to avoid fear. What you truly want, beyond those two, is actually home, which is consciousness and the I am and the empty looking, which is right here, right now, that which is looking, and that alive presence. So what you really want is yourself or God, which is here in this moment. But the seeking creates a timeline to try and capture love and avoid fear in imagination. So I'm going to be a great person, I'm going to be kind, I'm going to save the planet, I'm going to be good, never get angry, be emotionally perfect, I'm going to avoid fear, I'm going to avoid anger, I'm going to avoid dying, I'm going to avoid being bad, I'm going to avoid hurting my parents. So those are the two craving, seeking energies. And then they get more complicated because they go up in their emotions or feelings. So when you what you feel when you are being prideful or wanting to be better than someone isn't the fear or the lack of love or the trying to get love. What you feel is being better than someone, and maybe you feel good because you have been better than someone and made yourself feel better than someone. It's only when you begin to go into that action and into your feeling, when you get to the bottom of it, that you realize it either comes to wanting to be loved or avoiding fear. And this is your job, to go into whatever you're feeling, come to the source of it, and then there, right behind it, is the empty looking and the beingness. The empty looking and the beingness was always there, but it was covered by illusion. So what happens in this process is you're doing two things. You're coming back to the I am and the empty looking, which will gradually become more and more clear through time. and you're putting your attention into the empty looking and the I am. And then at the same time, or maybe at different times, you're then also going into the illusions of the person and going into them, going deeply into the feelings, the ideas and the illusion to find the I am and the empty looking at the bottom. So sometimes you can feel both. You can kind of gently feel the empty looking and the I am, and then there's this big, loud, seeking energy, and you can kind of feel both simultaneously. Sometimes you cannot feel the empty looking or the I am at all. You just feel a noise of you. And then sometimes it's just really strong. You just are very centered in what you are without any seeming effort. But this is what the process is putting the attention back in what you are and then going in to the illusion rather than trying to run away from the illusion. Going into the feelings rather than trying to run away from it. And everything that I talk about is a description of something that can happen. It's not a prescription. Because who would I prescribe to? The idea that you are waking yourself up is also illusory. Because who are you now? Do you exist? Who are you? What you're seemingly doing is you're settling down the illusion to allow the light to shine through. But that illusion can never wake itself up. You're not trying to become a perfect person either. Emotions are a normal thing of being human. Yeah, thank you for your question.